guys, it's Vampire Mike from Sega CD Universe, and I'm very excited to talk about this movie, The Barn Part 2. If you've seen my channel before, you know that I really liked The Barn Part 1 by Seaman, and this had an Indiegogo for a sequel, which my parents, as a Christmas gift a few years ago, I think it was 2 years ago, possibly, maybe 3, had kicked in for me and got me the Blu-ray and soundtrack and poster and your name in the credits. Then COVID happened, and the movie got delayed, and now I just got my Blu-ray in the mail today, which is December 10th, I think. I think it's December 10th, 2022. So, if you haven't seen the first film, you don't have to, because they sort of summarize it at the beginning of this movie, but I do recommend you watch the first movie. The first movie is an 80s love letter throwback about these kids that summon these demons in this evil barn, and the demons are running amok in this small town. Everything has that 80s vibe, and during Halloween night, and these teenagers are trying to stop the demons. That's the kind of gist of the first movie. The second one is the girlfriend, or I guess friend, who kind of likes the guy from the first film is back, as well as the other guy from the first film's sister. And they're doing I think it's like a college fundraiser for their school. And they decide to do a haunt where everyone dresses up and wears makeup and, runs after people and scares them. They rent a barn out. They actually get it for free, but that as part of the fundraiser. But they rent a barn out. And, they have mixed feelings about this because of what happened to the girl's friend, or I guess it's kind of like boyfriend, and the other girl's brother, because they're missing and they haven't heard from them in 3 years, and they don't know if they're dead or what happened to them. And, there's obviously feelings they're harboring about that. So at the very beginning of the film, I'm not really spoiling too much. I don't want to say how, but the monsters from the first film get resurrected again and run amok. More gore, more boobs, lots of boobs in this film compared to the first one. Lots more gore, really cool special effects. You can tell it's low budget. It's a low budget B horror movie with comedy elements, but it's fun. The characters are pretty likable. There are some actors you'll definitely recognize, like Linnea Quigley from Night of the Demons, Doug Bradley, who plays Pinhead from the original Hellraiser films, Joe Bob Briggs from his TV show, and Drew Marvick I recognized from Pool Party Massacre, which is a micro-budget horror film I really enjoyed as well. So the 3 monsters from the first film are back. They look different. They definitely look cooler, and like the budget was higher in this film and they had more time, which I liked. They look different enough that when they first came to be in the movie, in the sequel, I was like, are those the same characters? Because in the first film, one of them has a mask on. There's no mask for part of it in this one. And the other one looks different in the first film, but then quickly, I don't want to say how, but he quickly gets to look the same or very similar to where it's the same character. So they also have new monsters in the movie. There's a pig demon called, I think it's Swine, and there's a bird, like a Native American looking skeleton of a bird that kills people named Screecher. There's a lot of zombies in the movie, so when the monsters are going after these teenagers during this haunt, and the kids are like, oh, this is a great haunt, this is so realistic, and they're really murdering people, the kids come back as zombies and then start going after the other kids. So it's fun. I had some qualms with the movie, but overall I enjoyed it. Like, if I were to give the first movie an 8, I'd probably give this one a 7. I liked it, just not as much. As I said, the special effects are better, and the gore, and there's more gratuitous nudity. I didn't find the 2 girls as likable as the 2 guys from the first film. I felt like the guys from the first film should have been more prevalent. I also felt like that 80s throwback feeling, where the first one was a very big love letter, was there, but not as much in this one. And what else? The only other thing was, the first one was a little more spread out. You know, they're at people's houses, they're trick-or-treating, they're at the barn, they're doing their own little haunted house in the kid's yard or whatever, in like a tent. In this one, most of it, I would say like a good 3/4 of it, is in this barn where like this haunt is happening. It just feels a little smaller, almost like 31, if you will. I know people hated that movie. It doesn't feel like that kind of film, but the way it's sort of truncated and it takes place in primarily one area. So I like The Barn Part 2. Again, a lot of upgrades from the first film. Still has that fun charm to it where you can tell it's a labor of love by people who like old-fashioned, cheesy horror movies and B-movies and monster flicks. It's good. If you didn't see the first one, I would still recommend it. If you saw the first one and really liked it, you'll probably like this one too. And it came with this little slipcover that looks like a VHS tape, which I always like. That's cool. I have all the autographs of the staff and the actors and stuff on there. It has a special features and you know, documentaries and gag reels, interviews, reversible cover art, which I'm not going to flip around because this one has really cool art, and obviously the autographs. And it comes with, this version at least, I don't know when they start to mass produce it because this is from the Indiegogo campaign. It comes with the DVD, the CD, and the Blu-ray. And the Blu-ray looks to me like it's replicated, not a burn, which I'm very grateful for because I hate burnt discs when they sell things, and on top of that, they give me an issue sometimes. I will say, really nice packaging and design and everything, top notch. My only little gripe is this little case. These two first discs are extremely hard to take out. Because I'm a Blu-ray guy, I don't really watch DVDs, and I don't think I'll listen to the soundtrack, even though it was pretty good. I put the Blu-ray here because it was much easier to access. These are very hard to push and pull the discs out. I almost felt like I was going to break them. So, really cool movie. Again, like a 7 out of 10. It's fun. It's got that throwback, nostalgia feeling thing. It has some familiar faces. And if you like the first film, it comes recommended. Let me know, guys, if you've seen The Barn Part 2, and keep an eye out under the V's in the special thanks section for Vampire Mike, because I kicked in and my name is in the credits. Thank you guys for watching. It's Vampire Mike from Sega CD Universe. Be good.